They threw him into a pit. Not just any pit, a pit full of hungry lions. This didn't happen in some myth or legend. It happened in a real place, a place that still exists today, in modern-day Iraq. And what happened that night still shocks the world. Over 2,500 years ago, in the heart of what we now call Iraq, there stood one of the greatest empires in history, Babylon, a city of power, a city of kings, a city where laws could not be broken. And in that city, there was a man named Daniel. He wasn't Babylonian. He didn't belong there. He had been taken from his homeland and forced to live under a foreign empire, surrounded by people who didn't believe in his God. But Daniel was different. He was disciplined, he was wise, and above all, he was faithful. So faithful, in fact, that the king himself trusted him more than anyone else in the entire kingdom. But that kind of favor comes with a price. Because while the king respected Daniel, others envied him. They watched him closely. They studied his every move, looking for a mistake, a weakness, something they could use to destroy him. But they found nothing. No corruption, no lies, no hidden wrongdoing. Daniel was clean. And that's when they realized something dangerous. The only way to bring Daniel down is through his faith. So they went to the king with a plan. "Your Majesty," they said, "let's establish a new law. For the next 30 days, no one can pray to any god or any man except you, and whoever disobeys will be thrown into the lion's den." The king, blinded by pride, agreed. The law was signed, sealed, unchangeable. Now Daniel heard about this law. He knew exactly what it meant. He knew the consequences. He knew that praying, even once, could cost him his life. But then something unexpected happened. He went home, opened his window, knelt down, and prayed, just like he always had. Not in secret, not in fear, but openly, faithfully, unapologetically. And the men who had been watching him caught him. They rushed to the king immediately. "Did you not sign a law," they asked, "that anyone who prays to another god must be thrown to the lions?" The king answered, "Yes, it is the law." Then they said the words he feared most. "Daniel has broken it." The king was shaken. He respected Daniel. He trusted him. All day long he searched for a way to save him. But the law of Babylon could not be changed, not even by the king. And as the sun began to set, there was no escape. Daniel was brought to the lion's den. Think about that moment. In a land that is now modern Iraq, on ground that still exists today, a man stood at the edge of death. No weapons, no defense, no way out. The king looked at him and said, "May your God, whom you serve, rescue you." Then Daniel was lowered down, into darkness, into danger, into a place where no one survives. A stone was rolled over the entrance, sealed, final. That night, the king could not sleep. No music, no food, no comfort. Just one thought repeating in his mind. Is Daniel still alive? Hours passed. Silence filled the palace. And then, morning came. At first light, the king ran to the den. His voice shaking, he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God saved you?" For a moment, nothing, just silence. Then suddenly, a voice answered from the darkness. "King, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. I am unharmed." Daniel was lifted out of the den, alive. No wounds, no injuries, not even a scratch. The same lions that could have torn him apart never touched him. Empires rise and empires fall. Babylon, once the greatest city in the world, is now nothing but ruins in Iraq. Broken walls, fallen gates, a memory of power that didn't last. But Daniel's story? Still alive, still told, still powerful. Because when everything around him changed, Daniel didn't. He didn't compromise. He didn't hide. He didn't give in to pressure. And in the moment where death seemed certain, God showed up. So when life puts you in your own den, when the pressure rises, when fear surrounds you, remember this. The question is not how big the lions are, it's how strong your faith is.